get going. Uh, I still haven't done an intro for this thing like we're keep saying we're going to do,
I
but
know, right?
one of these days we can get to it.
Yeah.
Give people a minute to come in and see if anybody comes in. Who knows? I can't
Right.
remember. I can't remember if I shared. No, I shared this thing out. So
You did.
yeah, I'm getting a little better at it. I think I shared it on Twitter and a few of the Discords. So we'll see if anyone shows up. If not,
Uh, Supporters meet tonight on Zoom though. Starts now. So
supporters. Oh,
Toads.
toads. Oh, yeah. Well, there goes a good chunk of the audience.
Yeah.
But like I said, there's something going on in ham radio tube every single hour of every single day. So trying to find your time is not an option anymore. So you just got to do it.
Exactly.
And the cool thing about this is it's always there. You don't have. It's gonna stay on the channel. So
Yep.
check out what do you want to check out live and catch up on everything else whenever you feel like it.
Exactly.
If you feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
But also this whole live stream of mine is more geared to people outside of the ham tube world, more people who are on the fringe who are
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily licensed but are interested in the capabilities of some of the stuff that amateur radio can do and
Mm-hmm.
the adjacent stuff, GMRS,
Mm-hmm.
Meshtastic, whatever else we want to come up with.
That
So
was fun.
what is?
The Meshtastic. That was fun.
Yeah. Did you get to play with any of that at
Yeah.
the
Norm had one of that small red one that Norm has.
okay.
Uh, hey Ken. Uh,
Ken's here. Thanks for joining us, Ken.
and well, Norm had a couple of them, but he let me use one.
Mm-hmm.
I played around with it. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
All right. So that was that your first experience with Meshtastic? Since we're
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
all right. Well, let's start the show off on a
Uh,
tangent. Why not? So
I mean, that's not the topic for tonight, Ken. We're just
yeah.
rambling on till we get till somebody came in and got a flow going here.
Yeah. No, yeah, we're just uh
We're just
jaw jacking a
shooting the
little bit,
breeze.
but yeah, Meshtastic is definitely something that I like. Uh we did a stream or two on that, but I like it how it appeals to people outside of amateur radio. No
Mm-hmm.
license involved. Download an app, sync your phone to this little doodad, and away you go.
Yep.
So it's a fun
And
start.
this it kind of goes with the topic we're going to talk about tonight in a
Hmm.
way, but so
Yes.
I guess there's that. But um, uh,
So back to it, Sam. How was your first? What did you think of it? Your first?
uh, it was interesting. I didn't. You can't close the app out, otherwise you don't get notified.
Yeah.
That was my only drawback. Uh, other than that, yeah, that's it. That's if you had it open, you could sit there and uh, kind of converse with everybody and connect. And there was about what 30 nodes up there on the mountain, around the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so a lot of people were tuned in.
That's cool. Yeah,
Uh,
Mishtastic it's just like everything else for communications.
mhm.
It's not a tool that's going to or the tool that's going to be perfect for everything, but it's another tool to use and it has its applications. I
Mhm.
know I enjoy it and yeah, our topic tonight here. I'll just start the slideshow is it's getting back into APRS. When I first started into my journey in amateur radio, I was big on the APRS, but was kind of let down. But uh, it
Mhm.
has some of the same characteristics as Meshtastic, where you can share your positions using GPS coordinates and everything. It'll show up on the map and how far people are from each other, and you can send simple text messages to each other.
Yep.
So the cool thing about that, especially for portable communications or emergency communications, is asynchronous, meaning
Mhm.
like a voice conversation, like if between myself and Sam, we both have to be at the radio at the same time to go to exchange our conversation.
Mhm.
And in some situations, that's not always feasible. You got to time things out. But with the asynchronous communications of sending a text message,
Mhm.
Sam can be off doing what Sam's doing, maybe outside grilling up dinner or something, and I can still send him a message, and that message is there when he gets back. He doesn't miss that communication window, so that's kind of the cool thing.
Mhm.
So, get back into this again. If I hit the right button, there we go. I get back into the format. I've put a little slide deck together, so we have a little death by PowerPoint. Try to keep my ADHD brain in line. Uh, First off, a few things is to thank Dennis, the one and only Buy Me a Coffee supporter, which is very cool of him. But I think I sponsor him at the same dollar amount, so it's kind of a wash, but still, get a shout out to him. I don't talk about too much, but there is a Buy Me a Coffee. There's a link in the description down below. Uh, I'll share the videos I put on here and some other blog posts and stuff from other YouTube channels, so it's kind of nice. And then I haven't been doing a good job this year promoting it, but I'm doing the 46 Climbs event again this year. 46 Climbs is a fundraiser for the American Society for Suicide Prevention, a cause that I'm very adamant about. I do this fundraiser every year. If you're willing and able, at the top of the chat, there's a link to my fundraising page for that. I have a goal of raising $1,000 this year. I just launched the campaign, so I got a lot of work to do. Uh, no worries if you can't help out or don't want to help out. I'm more about getting the message out than raising funds. So, uh, again, I like to do what I can to help out on that side of things. So if you're not in a good place, remember people care about you, and if you are in a good place, do the old buddy check. Keep an eye on your family, your friends, your coworkers, make sure everybody's in the right set of mind, and let them know that you're supporting them. So let's talk about APRS. Um, I'm going to go with the pretense that people here know what APRS is. I'm not going to give you a APRS 101.
Mhm.
Um, but just real short, it's packet radio, typically done on VHF, UHF. It's, there's a designated frequency on 2 meters that here in the United States that everybody uses for APRS. The cool thing about that is it's a little bit more than just packet radio where you can send message reports, but it works with GPS, so you can send your position coordinates. You can set up radios to beacon your coordinates in a pre-canned message, basically at different intervals. Like if you have it set up at your house, you can beacon out every half hour or whatever, or if you're out driving around every couple minutes to show people exactly where you are. It's kind of the point of that. It's kind of useful uh, for keeping track of loved ones people in your group, family, friends, what have you. There is a website called APRS.fi that's worldwide. It has oh, thank you very much, Ken. I truly appreciate that. Um, it lost my train of thought, but it shows up on a worldwide map uh, where you can zoom into your location and see different activities. We might even do a demonstration of that later on. Um, and I did not have a good experience with it at first, and I have it right off across the top. It did not live up to my unrealistic expectations. When I was first getting into ham radio, studying for my technician test, and seeing YouTube videos on APRS, I had this false illusion that I could be in the middle of nowhere, uh, no cell service or whatever, but on a handheld, I can type in a message and it'll get out to anyone, anywhere, all the time. And that's just simply not the case, right? In order for that to happen, you have to have our radios in range to hear you. So you need digipeaters, which are typically up on towers or in somebody's house like mine that doesn't get up very far or what have you. So basically, if in many cases, if you're near a place where other people can message you with APRS, they could probably message you via the normal amateur radio repeater or GMRS radio or telephone, just on your cell phone. So that was kind of a letdown. Um, but it's only good as the interest in your area. So I was not totally let down. I thought, well, hey, let's see what we can do. I started talking to the other hams in my area and the clubs to see if, hey, let's get together and put up a digipeater and that kind of stuff. And there was just literally no interest in that. And I think a lot of that comes to my third bullet point, which is APRS can be cumbersome to use. At least on my first HT, you had to literally go through two different menus to find the right settings. And Sam's nodding his head up and down in agreement. And it was kind of a pain. The same thing with my mobile radios. Sam, let's dive in on that a little bit about, at least with my experience. I have mostly my handhelds and mobiles are mostly
Mhm.
Yaesus, but like my FT 3D at the time
Mhm.
was like the top of the line Yaesu radio. Main reason I got it because it had Yaesu System Fusion. I want to get into digital and it had APRs built in. But to get the APRs to work, I had to go literally through different menu systems. I had to go into the GPS menu to turn the GPS on. Then I had to go into a different menu to turn the APRS modem on, and then a few other things to set up. And I get it where there's so many different settings that you can set up where your beacon intervals, what messages you want, and all that kind of stuff. But for me, there really should be a APRS on and off button, and it kind of defaults on. You shouldn't have to go through multiple things. So I don't know how
Yeah.
many times I've gone through and I'm out on a hiking trail or driving around thinking I'm doing the APRS, and I look and I'm not. You know, you ever have
Yeah.
something? Yeah, go ahead.
Like with the 878, there's like 20 different steps, it seemed like. You
Mhm.
know, you want analog or digital, do you want uh uh I don't know. I got frustrated with it, but it's like you have to set 20 different things just to get your radio to beacon.
Right.
And I'm
Yep.
just like, no.
Yep.
Now, there's an alternative. That website you mentioned also has an app for your phone. You can
Yes.
do it that way, and it's a lot easier.
Yep, I got that app on my phone as well. Yep, fantastic points.
But like, if Derek shows up, he's got an interesting story about APRS that saved him.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And I
I'll
hope,
let him tell. I'll let him tell that story
yeah,
when he shows up. But the phone app's great, but when you don't have self service, it doesn't work.
mm-hmm.
That's why I guess learn the radio, get familiar with it, you know, and once you're out of cell service, you got a radio that's going to allow you to get a message out saying, "Hey, I have no cell service, but I'm stranded," or whatever.
Exactly.
uh, that is if uh, yeah, you can send from radio to cell phone. That's right. I
Mhm.
remember that now. Yeah, because
Yeah.
me and Derek tested that before.
All right. So that
Uh,
was. Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
Oh,
Go
all right.
ahead.
So that was kind of, literally I got into APRS right when I got in. I kept pushing through these challenges, and then after maybe less than a year, probably 9 months, I just kind of gave up altogether. I would go like out uh on hikes or especially on some of the places where I go out to do a summits on the air. I remember one summit in particular, I would get like somebody's weather station, and the guy was beaconing his weather station every minute. So I get all excited because I'm hearing all the buzzing and modem noises from my radio, and it's the temperature every minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 75 degrees. Yep, still
Yep.
75 degrees. Hey, it's 75 degrees. It's like, oh, it just annoyed me. But uh and that's kind of the complaints with APRS, I know, for a lot of people, and it's the same complaints about, a dead repeater. Or people complain, yeah, I don't bother because there's nobody ever on that repeater. Well, throw your call sign out.
Yep.
And I think the same thing with APRS. So I gotta give that another go. So here we go. I'm giving APRS a second look. And why am I revisiting it now? Well, again, I reset my expectations. Uh, Sam, you and I were talking about this when we were getting warmed up before the stream started here.
Right.
Uh, my expectations when I first got onto it was APRS just worked everywhere. It was magic. It was digital mode or packet mode, so it went farther than voice. So I can be up on the Superior hiking trail, no self service, no repeaters, but I could send out an APRS beacon and people would see it. That was unrealistic of me. It's just not that way. So I started looking more into what are the real uses for it. And probably one of the biggest drivers for that was the two little handhelds I've gotten now. Here, let me embiggen myself. I finally picked up a B-Tech, was it the UV Pro, and I don't have the other
Mm-hmm.
one that's on the truck, but the NGC uh, N76 or something similar like that.
Yeah.
I'm not good with names. Why can't radio manufacturers give radios decent names? It's always like some license plate type name.
Right.
The AZ-172 why can't they call it the Comet or the Mustang or something? Good
Yeah. It's
grief.
just like the new AC radio
Yeah,
FT1X or what F or what was like, huh?
yeah. Nothing stands out. It's just a random letter or two and some numbers. It's like, give them a good name.
Right.
All right, I'll get off my soapbox and quit distracting myself. But at any rate, I picked one of these things up and it does APRS much better. The menu structure is a lot easier. You don't have to go through several different pages to set the thing up. Everything's pretty well organized. It ain't perfect, but it's better. And the thing I like about them the most is, most radios have baked in, yeah, a pocket rocket. Call this thing the D-Tech Pocket Rocket. Good idea, Ken. I like it. But again, most handhelds with APRS built into it, they're usually dual VFO radios, and you set the bottom or the B VFO onto the APRS frequency that you want to be monitoring, which, that's the way to do it, but then it kind of defeats the purpose of a dual VFO radio where you can't monitor, I'd like to maybe monitor the local repeater and the national call frequency, but now I'm down to monitoring one of them and monitoring APRS. Where this guy, and I'll do a better video on it, and there's a crap ton of videos on this thing anyways, but you can you save APRS to one of the channels, right? Say channel 30. And in your settings, I don't have it on, but in your settings, you just tell the APRS to always be on channel 30 regardless. So that way you can still on your VFOs monitor two different frequencies, like I said, the national call or a couple of repeaters, what have you. And in the background, that thing is still listening or receiving packets on APRS, and it'll still pop up, and it'll still switch over and send your beacon at a designated time. So that's a big selling point for me. And then also with these radios, maybe that will be another live stream where we do a deep dive into this thing. It has an app for your phone. It syncs via Bluetooth. All the controls, all the menus and stuff is right on your phone, and it's so intuitive. It's way, way nice. So that kind of got me back into let's give another look here at Derek, turn out your mic.
Derek, you got a mute or a echo.
We muted you, Derek. He'll get it figured out. Well, good. He's back. But anyway, that got me reinterested into it. And then I started rethinking again with my mental check to get back into it, where it really does have a lot of benefits for team/event use. Teams as in ham radio club, if you're in a little prepper group or families or what have you, just keeping tabs on local people in a local area is so much easier with that. And watching some of the other YouTubers and stuff, I'm seeing a lot of potential that you can set up for any type of a event, whether it's a planned event like providing communication and support for a marathon or bicycle race, that type of thing, or a unplanned event like severe weather, doing a storm cleanup, chainsaw crews, that kind of stuff. So we can really set something up with some offline tools, but we'll take a little break. Derek, you're here. How you doing tonight, bud?
Well, a lot better now that I got my audio working.
That's what happens when you don't show up to the pregame and get everything set up. But
right,
it's all about the FAFO.
Yeah. But we gotta keep in mind you're mountain time, so are you mountain time or Pacific?
Mountain.
Mountain time, so
Yeah, just got home and got dinner squared away.
But anyway, we're just BSing about getting back into APRS and how I find it's useful for field use. And we're just getting into that topic for practical field use. I use that term as not necessarily MCOMs, but just keeping track of small groups, whether you're a family unit or your neighborhood or a radio club. If you're doing a planned event, like if you're on a camping trip, hunting trips, or rail club doing comm support for a race, or an unplanned event like a tornado or severe storm where you're doing cleanup work afterwards. So that's where we're at. Do you got any good stories of APRS you want to bring up?
Well,
Good time.
I was actually, what was this? Probably 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, I was about that. If
Yep.
I'm thinking the story you're about to tell, yeah.
Yeah, I was hunting a remote area, and I actually had my wife and kids with me. I ended up burying my side by side in a snowdrift, and there's like no cell coverage, and it's probably elevation wise not too far off of where the digipeater is of where I would have been reaching to. But just because I didn't feel like walking 3 miles because I'd already walked probably about that day. I ended up shooting my friend whose place I was staying at up there a message, and I said, "Hey, all right, you try and make what you can work in 64 characters." And I
Right.
said, "Hey, side by side stuck." Told him where I was, and I said, "My ground anchors aren't holding to pull myself out." And I thought I had a shovel in my machine, and turns out it may well have been bought off of Wish because it wasn't worth a shit. But I never, anytime you send an APRS message, you always get the acknowledge back to you. Well, I never received an acknowledge on it, so I'm like, well, shit, that didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing I know, I see his uncle who was up there come driving by, and he was looking for me because the message went through,
Oh, cool.
and he never seen me, so I still ended up walking the 3 miles.
Oh, that's right.
And I got within a quarter mile of my truck, and I actually ran into one of my friends up there, and he's like, "Well, shit, let's go pull you out. Hop in." But it was nice that even though it wasn't a fail safe, it worked when it needed to.
Mm-hmm.
And if I would have hung out long enough, he would have came back by and
Yep. Yeah.
picked me up. But
Yep. That's right. I remember it's been a couple of years since we talked about this, but I remember you bringing that up, and that kind of brings up the point of the whole preparedness thing is just not having the tools in your tool bag, but actually being familiar with them and using them. And I'm not saying that you're not familiar with them, but you used them and it worked out fine. So,
yeah,
but it's good thing to use or to
but I
know.
but I did know because of using it, I knew to expect the acknowledge message,
Mm-hmm.
and I never seen it come through, and I sent it 2 or 3 times,
Sure.
and where it never came through, I'm like, well, shit, it didn't work. So then it was time to start hoofing it.
Yeah. Very cool.
So, but since then, now I got one of those little Zolio boxes that if I'm going to get into an area like that, then I'll at least have my Zolio box that, as long as it can see sky, that's more of a crutch method. I actually have APRS in my work truck because I'm usually within radio repeaters because work on mountaintops and on radios.
Mm-hmm.
So since I'm so close to radio repeaters, usually I have another FTM 400 in my work truck. So at least if I get into a pinch, my wife doesn't know it, but I enrolled her number in the SMS service, so I can at least send her a message and
Sure.
say and give her a phone number and say, call this, tell boss in bind.
Yep. Perfect. Yeah, that's thinking ahead, and that's the whole point of using that kind of stuff. So cool. Um, where was I on this? So yeah, so what's really got my interest and why I got back into, I picked up these VTech radios is the APRS bulletin board system. Um, you watch the comms channel at all, Derek?
Yeah, he'll actually pop up on my little For You feed every now and again, and
Yeah.
it's a topic where I'm like, okay, I'm
Mhm.
hooked.
Right. Well, a while back, and we're going back to Meshtastic again here. When we started off, we're BSing a little bit on Meshtastic. He created a bulletin board system for Meshtastic that Shacky Norm helped me install on the Raspberry Pi that he gave me for Christmas. And I got the Meshtastic BBS working here, which is working out really cool. Excuse me, we should probably do a follow up on that too. But uh the comms channel also has he wrote for Linux, through Python or whatever. I'm just making up computer terms here because I'm not that computer illiterate anymore. But he has a bulletin board system for APRS now too, and I see that being super useful for for local areas. Now, you probably wouldn't want it on the standard APRS frequency, but put on something a little separate just for a private group. And then you can be sending and leaving messages for each other. You can have a depository for some reference details and stuff like that. I mean that's for field use, that could be very useful for all kinds of things. I mean, just a general bulletin board for events or what have you, being able to send direct messages and saving them there because if you don't have your radio on, you're not going to get that message all the time. And then also using that, like I said, as a repository for reference data. I mean that could be way cool. And then on the other YouTuber that's got me going, of course, is Smart Jason, uh, KM4ACK, where he does a lot with Yak, which is an offline mapping software. So here we go right back what I'm saying. So and another YouTube reference that doesn't get as much love as he should is the Modern Ham. He has a whole series on packet radio and APRS, and I snagged this image here, and that's basically Yak. It's just basically a mapping software where you can uh, tie this to your radio or a DMR dongle, and they'll pull in offline, any APRS packets that are floating through the airwaves for you. Obviously, you can go off the APRS.fi website and pull it in if you're online, but if you're offline, you can just plug like I said, get a DMR dongle or plug a radio into your laptop, and they'll pull in by RF any of the APRS packets that are around. So it'll be people who are moving around, uh, weather stations, digipeaters, what have you. And you can also add points to this, like talking about Smart Jason KM4ACK. He did a video not too long ago showing where, like, one of the events he works, he helps out for a parade where he'll add like the start point, the midpoint. He'll map out the route of the parade on the map, and whoever's working the different areas, they'll show up where they are. So doing group coordinations, that'd be perfect for making sure everybody's in the right spot for a parade or a marathon or a bicycle race or what have you. And then also I'm thinking that'd be awesome for on the preparedness angle for like if a tornado came through your area or hurricane, you can put up a map of your area. Everybody that has APRS will show up onto it. And then right away, just on your status message, you can do the WinLink style color codes to make sure everybody's okay. If everything's okay, you're green. So you'll show up there if your call sign, you can just put green, or if you need some help, yellow, or what, or you can just put in there, hey, everything's fine, or I'm low on gas, or I could use some food, or we need
Almost
help
like
right away.
almost follow a triage protocol.
Yeah. Yeah. And then being able to add points to the map, you have all your roads there. You can map out where trees are blocking roads, where culverts are washed out, where power lines are down. And you can be collecting and sharing real useful information in real time right in your area with no internet, no cell service. So if people who live in hurricane areas or tornado areas, this may be something that you may want to look into. And just looking at the expression on Derek's face, I think I kind of tapped an interest there.
Same here.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of where I'm getting at is, and you see on the picture to my left, or on the left of the slide there, I got my old Panasonic Tough book. You have something like that, or any laptop or Raspberry Pi or what have you. You got that set up in Linux. You have a APRS bulletin board system on it. This Yak. Just plug that into one of these little handhelds or a mobile unit to get a little more power. And you got a mobile system that's pretty capable. So yeah, this kind of summarizes everything that I was saying, because yeah, right here, yeah, I think I said everything I was rambling on that last page right here. It's almost like I thought this through a little bit, huh? You could have a real-time maps using Yak, asynchronous communications with the BBS, or just messages, so that you don't have to have, everybody get on your radio every 2 hours and do a buddy check, status check to see how you are. You can just update your status in real time, go about your chores. If you're working a chainsaw crew, or if you're caravanning supplies or what have you, and you have it all set up. And those 3 pictures there, just gear that I have, that would be your portable system and more. I got my little man pack with the Yaesu FTM 300, so you can have a nice 50-watt unit tied into that laptop, working as the BBS or a digipeater. A couple of handhelds, that's all you need. And Derek disappeared. I have a feeling he was going to say something.
Uh-oh.
Well, what do you think, Sam? I think I kind of piqued your interest too.
Yeah, I like the idea. I need to get, like I said, I need to figure out this bugger and get it set up. And then I need to start using that, depending on gateways and repeaters. That's why you kind of lose a section
Yep.
depending on how far the gateways are on your travels,
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
like Derek said, he was on the fringe of a gateway when he got stuck, and you know, who knows where the next gateway is.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. And that's where, my whole mindset shifted, where I realized that you gotta be your own infrastructure. And I see it very, very powerful for small groups in a small area, like within 5-mile radius, 10-mile
yeah,
radius. Um, like I said, a neighborhood type thing, a special event or a weather event. This is
hmm
where it's going to shine. But the more interest you get, the more you can expand it by setting up digipeters and everything.
right,
Um, the one thing that I didn't mention, but I'm glad I put the bullet point in there. Using standard APRS messages and icons for information sharing. You have that option of typing in a message that you want, but you can make it real simple with all the different uh, icons and their standard messages. They could all have a meaning. They have all the different symbols and everything. And going back to the color code system, you can just make it where if everything's okay, you use one of the green colored icons, and then just at a glance, we know that Derek's okay, Sam's okay, Shane's okay. But if Derek needs help, like he gets the side by side stuck in, he changes his icon to a red, and then instantly, just at a glance at that map, hey, something we need to pay attention. Because a lot of times, especially like with a handheld, it's a pain in the butt to some type of message saying, "Hey, I'm stuck," but you can use some of their default messages as a standard message. You know what I mean? Because there's like the e-mic messages where it says off duty, en route, at location, that kind of
hmm
stuff. Using those creatively to, you know, and that goes back into like your group comms plan, where you'd have to say in there saying, "Hey, if this is this is a danger." But I think they even have an emergency in there if I remember
Well,
right there.
that's what I was thinking, because
Yeah.
I know my Kenwoods got it, but I'm not 100% sure if my Yesus have it.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. There is on that mic thing. There is a emergency. So yeah, never mind. You don't have to get too
And
creative. If you're in an
and
emergency,
that
just put.
sets all the radios off around you.
Yep. Yep. So let's just ramble. I think we got everything on the slide deck, so I'll get that out of the way. But first, for APRS/packet radio, I try to, all the ham tubers have stuff on it. There's you just type in APRS, you'll get a plethora of videos from very good people who have good stuff to say. But
yep,
if I wanted to narrow it down to the Mount Rushmore of APRS/packet radio content, these are the 4 guys that I would highly recommend you check out, because they have a lot of content on this topic, and that is the comms channel. That guy, he has like 50,000 subs, but he flies under the radar. You never hear him mentioned in the HamTube universe.
I didn't know
Oh,
about them.
Yeah,
he's got great videos.
great
Like,
videos, highly overlooked. He flies under the
anybody
radar
on your
like a
list
mofo.
is top notch.
Mm-hmm. Great content. And I saw he was at Huntsville this year. I do intend on going down there, and if the comms channel is watching this, I'll just call you TC. I'll be down there. Look me up. I'd like to. I know you. He's kind of the talking hands type video. He doesn't show his face or his name. Kind of way Smoking Nate used to be until we cracked him out of the shell. But definitely would like to meet you and say hi. Person who I have met and said hi to at Huntsville is KM4ACK Jason, or as we refer to as Smart Jason. He does a ton of videos on APRS and uh, Linux. Uh, in fact, he has a whole script where he can set up if you're running like Linux Mint. He's got a whole script where you can set up and you can get all your ham radio apps on there and a cooking and a going. He did Raspberry Pis as well. Modern Ham, he does a lot of APRS and packet radio content. He has some really good long form videos, like an hour long, going through packet radio and stuff. And of course, Gaston, the tech prepper, he does a lot of cool stuff on that topic too. So most of the hand tubers have something on APRS, but these four are the ones that you want to check out. So there.
Yeah.
Did I miss anything?
You nailed it.
Hey.
The only thing I can say is like how you brought up, circling back to the Meshtastic, is I would dare to call Meshtastic the gateway drug of license-free APRS.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. It's were you listening to us on your way home?
No.
Because that's we started off, we started the thing up there. We don't have any intro or anything, so we're just BSing for people to give time to come in and have to sit through the forced ads at the beginning. Excuse me. And Sam and I were just BSing about Huntsville. And when he was there, that was the first time he experienced Meshtastic. Norm just gave him a device and said, or I'm paraphrasing, but he basically gave you the device and said, download the app, and here we go. And Sam thought the thing was pretty cool, and it is a gateway to it because Meshtastic does the basic things that APRS does. You can share your location, and you can send a simple text message, and it's
and
enough.
Has a bulletin service.
Yep. Yeah. We should try to get the comms channel to come onto this stream. I would like to pick his brain on some of the stuff he does, but yeah, his bulletin boards, those things are awesome. It's old school technology, but far as for field use, prepper type stuff, off grids, MCOMs, whatever you want to call it, I just call it practical stuff that you don't need any other support for. That bulletin board system running on a Raspberry Pi is awesome. It's everything you need right there. That's another topic. We just do a deep dive in bulletin board systems because through those, you can send direct messages to people and you don't have to be online at the same time. It just stays there. You send a group message to whoever's on that channel. And then you can also say, you can save all your messages. So you can set up a channel or a bulletin board in your system that's all reference data for whatever your application is, which would be, I think, extremely useful, especially in emergencies and stuff where you can save.
Or even if you want to practice it on a more regular basis, they have APRS Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about that. Okay.
So, and that's all it is. It's a bulletin service that you subscribe to, and it purges the subscriptions once a week. So you have to subscribe to it every week, and it counts as a net check-in.
Sure.
You can do it quiet or have it announced to the whole group of who's subscribed,
Okay.
and it's just a way to play with APRS on a weekly basis.
All right. Hang on a second. I gotta take care of something. I'll be back in 2 minutes. But no, I got the quail. The quail are
Yeah.
going crazy here. So
Go for it.
yeah, I'll be back. But I'm gonna pick up right where I left off there, or where you left
Okay.
off there.
But Derek, yeah, you're right. I did the APRS. I did the yearly subscription for what was it, $6 a month or $6 a year,
Yeah.
and I started looking at all that again.
Oh, I love it. And it's not only that, if the radios would ever play nice with Bluetooth coming off of an Apple device, you can use the TNC on the app to be Bluetoothed over and do a KISS TNC. He
Sorry
has
about
returned.
roosters are a pain in the ass. One of them's gonna go. That's all I gotta say.
In the pot?
Yeah, one's gonna be dinner pretty soon. Uh, you know, you have chickens, so you understand. You got to keep the ratios right because roosters are just a pain in the ass. So,
I had one.
yep.
Keyword had. When it spurs a 3-year-old, it was about to find the wrong end of a 12 gauge.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you keep your ratios right. I got one cage set up for breeders. They say 4-to-1 is all right. 5-to-1's better. So, I got 12 birds in that cage, 10 hens, 2 roosters.
And they decided to fight each other.
Yeah, one's it's like, dude, you got 10 ladies around you and you're fighting over one. This is like literally men are stupid.
If you want a human experience, just go to a bar.
Yeah, it's the same thing. So it's like, all right, I'm going to get it's just gonna it's one's got to go. 5 of those ladies are just going to go back with the rest of the ladies in the layer pen, and we'll just leave it at that. Just, oh, sorry. All right, so it isn't a live stream unless we digress into homesteading at one point or another.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
It's your show. We can take it wherever you want, whatever rails it needs to go off of.
oh, that's all right. But the APRS Thursdays. Now, I've never done anything with that, but I assume it's like One Link Wednesdays where you send a message to a certain person to do basically a check-in, and then if you do it consecutively, it's there's like a thing. I don't. What I'm saying by talking too much without saying anything is I don't know shit about APRS Thursday other than I've seen it. People post about it on Twitter and stuff. So, Derek, you know something about it. Enlighten me.
So all you do is you send a message to a certain server ID, and I think it's like ANS. I can't even remember, like ANSVR, I think. And you do the pound sign or a hashtag, depending which generation you're from. And then I think it's a HOTG, hams on the gram. And
Yeah, it's
there's another syntax that you can use to do it quietly, but that'll check you in, and then you can, once you're checked in, you can unsubscribe from it because holy shit, your radio will be busy all day.
it's Alpha November Sierra Romeo Victor Romeo, and you yeah, HOTG N
Yeah.
colon HOTG.
All right, so I got the website up here. Managed by Michael KC8OWL. How to join. Send an APRS message to ANSRVR. Okay, so that's basically what you do.
And that's your traffic that's logged off of the server. So
Okay.
you can go onto this website and check the traffic log to see if you're actually getting signed into it or not.
Okay. Okay, so there it is. Last one was on the 31st. UTC.
So like tomorrow, this page is going to blow up.
Sure. Oh. Okay, that's okay. This is sure. Okay, because right now it's UTC, so there's KN6 WPU-6 Happy APRS Thursday from whatever, California.
Oh yeah. So since it is on based on the UTC day, you can start checking in as of 56 minutes ago.
Oh, we could do it live right now.
You could.
Yeah.
No, you could. I can't.
I don't want my phone being that busy all night.
All right. My phone's busy enough.
Mine
All
has
right.
been.
All right, so all the information, if anybody watching this wants to partake, there you go.
But like I said, it's just a way to get involved and practice it every week.
And Joe Brett's joined us. Thanks for joining us, bud.
All right, everybody, catch you next time.
That was about it. All right. Okay. So, maybe that, since technically it's Thursday for the UTCs, maybe that could be a live stream. We can do this live sometime.
Yeah.
Maybe I should be writing down all these ideas.
They're recorded. You can go back to it.
Yeah, I've never watched any of my videos before. That's stupid.
Don't.
No. I already know I sound weird and talk funny. I don't need to watch myself sounding weird and talking funny.
Yeah, it's bad enough when you have to listen to yourself on speakerphone on a voicemail.
No doubt. So okay, I'm gonna have to try that. I'm gonna bookmark this here email address and try that. Email address, website thing. I'm bookmarking this thing. There. The thing is done bookmarked. Yeah, because I gotta try this stuff a little more often. I did the WinLink Wednesdays for a little while, but yeah, you got a good point there, Joe. You got a good point. Where was I going before I got derailed again? Good Lord. I did the WinLink Wednesdays for a little while, but then I fell out of WinLink, which I gotta get back into. And I knew there was a APRS weekly thing, But again, I never bothered with it because I can't get anywhere with APRS around here. But now that I'm able to and working on it, I'll have to try that out.
So was yours like a lack of digipeters or anything like that in your area, or what was it?
Yeah. Rewind and watch the beginning of the stream, son. You'll get the whole story. No, but yeah.
Fat kids got to eat.
Fat kids gotta eat. I understand you very well with that. Yeah, what to rewind the whole story, my problems with APRS is when I was just getting into ham radio, studying for my test, doing the research. I caught wind of APRS. I thought, that's the shit. That's it right there. I can share my location. I can send a quick test message that shows up on a website so that people who don't have a ham license, like my whole family, can see where I am. They click on the little dot and they'll see a message I have there. So I could be, this is where I envision it, is like when I'm doing my backpacking hikes this time of the year up on the Superior Hiking Trail, miles from civilization, no cell phone, no nothing. My thought was I could have a little walkie-talkie with me. I get to my campsite, I can quick do a little finger tapping and change my status to all good at the campsite, and my family and friends and neighbors can look on the map and go, oh, there's where Shane is. He's all set. He's at his campsite.
So, I don't know if you knew this or not, but if you go in onto the whichever website you use, because I think there's a couple different ones.
I
But
know APRS.fi.
yeah, there's one or two more. I thought I had them bookmarked. I might have to look for them. But you get on there, especially like APRS.fi. That one is my preference to use because it's easy.
Yep.
But so if you go and select your station, so say you beacon a packet, you select your station, hit track, and then go up and copy that URL link and send it in the text. All they have to do is hit that link you sent them, and it's automatically tracking you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's way cool, but the problem that I found is I thought, especially before I got into it and seeing what's really out there, you read in there and voice travels so far on simplex and whatnot, but digital will go so much farther. And then the whole digipeaters and eye gates and all that stuff. And I thought, knowing that there's nothing up there, I'm thinking, well, that digital signal from my little walkie-talkie will go hundreds of miles, and somebody someplace will pick up the thing and be able to send it. And that was just unrealistic of me. So I go up on the Superior Hiking Trail, and it's like, yeah, I don't get anything anywhere because I'm on a hiking trail in the woods, and there's not a antenna in miles, and you need one still. So that was where it goes.
And that's the hard part, is that even though it is digital, it's still using the full FM modulation that voice is going to use.
Mm-hmm.
So even though it has a slight more resiliency to it, it's not much more.
Right. And having zero experience with RF or anything when I'm studying, I just, like I said in the beginning, it's just bad expectations, unrealistic expectations for myself. I just assumed that it would just go forever. So like many people that have been let down by APRS, it wasn't APRS's fault. It was our misunderstanding of how powerful it is.
Well, yeah, and it's the understanding of the infrastructure, where you're going or where you're at.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And if it's local to you, then maybe that's a signal to get involved and shift some focus that direction, because that's what I've noticed is that some clubs, like, they'll put Sam, clubs. They'll put Sam over, doing the weekly net, and they'll put Shane over doing tower maintenance, and then they might put me over doing radio maintenance,
Mm-hmm.
and that includes the voice repeater as well as the digital packet
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
side. And everybody's going to kind of stick to their little niche area that they're in, because that's what they're good at and they do well with it.
Yep. We're all hams are a little bit introverted. We all got a little bit of autism, and we just want to stay on our one little thing and think everybody else is crazy.
I did learn, and this is the reason that I learned this, was even though as much as I deal with data transmission, the only reason that my area has a digipeater is because there was this wild, crazy idea back when of APRS, and it was going to be a national footprint.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude had come back from using it in Antarctica and decided that they needed to set one up on this mountain because it would be prime place to set up a digipeater.
Sure.
And so they set it up, and it's actually on an old, and I mean old, GE Ericsson radio.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's old.
Oh. Yeah,
Yeah,
getting it. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's all good, but it's surprising that just like some of the folks on YouTube say that height is might, and that radio, or that little 25-watt radio, if you look on APRS.fi and look at the propagation of where it's actually received packets, it's impressive.
Cool. That's what I'm trying to get back into here. So I think you guys heard this story before, but the half dozen people that are crazy enough to watch. Back when I first got in, there's a club in my county, and it's pretty much dead, right? And I did my good part of trying to bring more to it, but there's just no going there. And one of the examples was APRS, because when I first got in, and they have a good tower site, this county's pretty much flat. I mean, flat, except for a ridge that runs right down the middle of it. And, ooh, nice one, Derek. And
got that one in time.
and the repeater tower is up on that, so the repeater covers the whole county, which is pretty darn good. And I brought up, hey, I'm new to this, and I'm just getting in, and I want to try APRS, but there's no digipeters or anything around. And this was on one of the nets. The guy that runs the club was running the net, and he goes, "Yeah, APRS is kind of cool. We talked about getting a digipeater up onto our tower, but there just wasn't an interest in it." And I'm like, "Well, I'm interested." Yeah, I go, "What do we have to do to get it?" He goes, "Well, they're not a lot of money, but we need to have the investment to get, a small computer and this, and we'll need another antenna." And I'm like, "I'll do it. I'll tell me what you need to buy. I'm not a rich man, but I got a budget and I got some exposable income, and this is something I want to do. I mean, my contribution to the club. Tell me what you need. If I don't have it, I'll get it." "Oh, that'd be great, but well, we need to get it up onto the tower, and our tower guy, we got a guy for the tower, but he only comes around once a year for the maintenance and stuff." I'm like, "We can wait for once a year. When's he coming for the next maintenance? We'll get him up there." "Well, and I'm like, hey, if you don't have anything scheduled, I'll schedule it. Let's get him up there. Well, he costs, so many $100. So like, again, I want to get this done. I will, if it isn't like thousands of dollars, if it's couple $100, I'll do this to get the thing going. Well, we'll bring it up in a meeting to see if we want to do this. And I'm like, let me get, I didn't say it over the net, but I was like, let me get this straight. You guys have interest, but you haven't been able to do it. Here's a guy who's saying, I'll buy the equipment and I'll hire the guy to put the equipment up on the tower. And you're saying, I don't know. It's like,
Have interest, but no motivation.
yeah. It's like, you can't motivate the unmotivated. It's like, dude, I'll do everything. Just give me the number of the guy I have to call to climb the tower and give me a key to get into the shack. I'll take it from there. That's all you gotta do. Nothing. So
Lead that horse to water.
yeah. Well,
Right.
lines from one of my favorite movies, Cool Hand Luke. There's some men you just can't reach. It's like, what else? It's like, I'll pay for it. I'll arrange it. Just give me the number of the guy that climbs the tower and a key to the shack. That's all you gotta do. And you wonder why I drink.
There's no good reason not to.
Right.
All right. But and then back to these VGC BTEC handhelds, and then the mobile that VGC has that Sam and I were talking about before.
Oh yeah. 7500.
Yeah. 7600, I think, or again, give them a freaking name and not random numbers and letters. I don't want a license plate. I want a name. But anyways, these things got the built-in VNC, which if again, I assume everybody's watching this knows about radios and stuff. But VNC basically is a little sound card that lets your radio talk to your computer, so you can get the radio stuff through the internet. I think I explained that simply enough. So we were talking before about iGates and APRS. You're sending out the information from your radio, the little message you want to say that I'm at this location and the GPS coordinates. What the TNC will do will take that information from the radio, put it into a language that the internet will understand, and it'll send it off onto the internet, and that will become your iGate. I don't know what I stands for in iGate. Probably Internet Gate?
Internet gateway.
Yeah.
Hey.
Wow. Yeah.
Deductive logic.
Eric has the look on his face of, really? I have to explain iGate to you? But...
No, you were spot on.
So it's an internet gateway. So that website we're talking about, where anybody can bring up a map and it shows where everybody is, that's how that works. Is the data comes from your radio through that TNC onto the internet. So basically, this radio will sync with my phone or my computer. It has a little app on my phone like everything else in the world does. So when that radio's on... What's that?
I got a question for you when you get done.
Oh, I hope I have an answer. But when I have the radio on and it's synced to the phone, I go into the app, it will send all the APS stuff through. So this phone becomes my iGate. So that's fantastic, where when I'm hiking and stuff, unless I have a cell signal, I have APRS. And granted, a purist will say that's not real radio, and you're right, but it's still pretty useful. So
where that, do you have the APRS.fi app on your phone?
yep.
Have you tried using that radio as a TNC on that app?
I haven't messed with that yet. I
I'm
haven't messed
curious.
with,
I'm curious to see how if you do,
yep.
we got to talk about it when you do it, because I've actually been wanting to bite the bullet on one of those or
Oh, one of
two.
these radios?
Yeah.
Get one. They're awesome. They're
Oh,
worth
and since that's the VGC, right?
it's the B-Tech version, but it's pretty much the same thing.
I
The
know on
B-Tech version, I like this one a little better because it has the weather radio stations on it too.
okay.
That's the
So
big thing.
I know on the VGCs that if you download the app to your phone, it
Mm-hmm.
works with CarPlay.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I don't have the VGC app. I just have the B-Tech app. That works with, I think both apps work with both radios.
Okay.
For those that don't know what we're talking about, is this handheld I got here. They're made by a company called VGC.
Vero Radio.
Yep. And B-Tech, which is a different company, has them too. So it's basically the same radio with a few different features on it. You know, it's like your Cadillac and your Chevy or what have you. So both of them have a app that works onto your phone where you can control the radio, you can program it, you can use it as the iGate as we're talking about. You can share settings from one radio to another through the phone. It's really pretty dang cool. But what were you getting at there,
So
Derek?
one of my fellow cohorts, he has the headless. I think it's the Radiodity version that they had of that, the VGC and the headless B-Tech version of that's mobile.
Mm-hmm.
He's got one of those in his truck, and he was sitting there playing around on his touch screen in his truck and pulled it up, and he's like, see, I can just switch my radio channels here. I'm like, no shit, it works with CarPlay.
Huh. That'd be pretty cool because I'm looking at getting, this is our thing you missed by being a few hours behind us. VGC has a mobile version of this, the radio, the 7600. So it has all these features too in the app. So I got the CarPlay in my truck. So if I put that in my truck, then that'd be pretty cool. Well, you have a good night's rest and take care of things tomorrow at the VA, Ken. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it's
And
good seeing you in here, Ken.
yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
Thanks, Ken. Oh, so that'll be another reason for me to upgrade my mobile rig.
I'll double check and get back with you, but I'm pretty sure.
Sure.
Have your people call his people.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to push you on false pretense.
Well, that's not gonna. I'm already pushed over the edge of getting that radio. It's just a matter of working into my budget. I don't need any more influence, so don't worry. But we'll meet off sometime in the next few days, either on Zoom or Skype or Discord or wherever we wind up meeting, and we'll figure out how to do the iGate stuff.
Oh yeah.
Well, all right, fellas.
Or have a live stream folly that
yeah.
when we impromptu fixed your Meshtastic.
Right?
That should have been a live stream.
I know. I don't know.
I was showing
There-
how stupid I am.
Oh no, there was way too much cussing.
There was a lot of swearing involved in that one. Holy cow.
But the aha moment was priceless.
Yeah.
Yeah, the aha moment. But I don't think YouTube would have tolerated that much swearing.
Right.
Oh Lord. Oh.
Sam would have been just rattling that soundboard like it was Morse code. Pretty much.
That was it. All right, so I don't know. Recap. APRS is if you got the grand expectations that you're going to be able to reach anybody anywhere, you're going to be disappointed. But if you think small area and do a little practice, like small area, 10-mile radius with a group of people, you can do a lot of cool stuff. And if you want to grow it, it's the old adage that I absolutely hate, but it's probably applicable here. Build it and they will come. Complain that there's no eye gates or digipeters in your area, put up an eye gate.
Yep.
Peter. And make it work. I don't know.
I'm almost half tempted even to front the cost on the updated equipment necessary for our club tower site
Mm-hmm.
to either put up one of those who makes it? Oh, I think it's a Ukrainian company, but it's called a WX3-in-1.
To the Google. WX3-in-1.
I think so. I can't even remember what the hell what the brand name is. Microstat.
Is it this?
Yes.
Digipeater eye gate. Okay, this thing seems pretty.
So you can hook that into the data side of your radio through that USB connection, and then you have a LAN port so it can report to the internet, and it'll do transmit and receive off of it, as long as you do the appropriate setup for it to be able to transmit. But
Huh. So this is your radio. APRS.
you'd still have to hook a radio into it. That's more your TNC
Okay.
setup.
Why did you do that? You should go right there. Okay. So you can plug all these things into it. So
Yeah. So you can go direct to laptop or whatever your interface device is going to be. Hell, even if it's a wireless router, if you have Wi-Fi
okay.
and can bridge it.
Okay, so this is basically like if somebody wants to build their own digipeater and they use like a Raspberry Pi or something and they put Direwolf and 3 or 4 other things. This is what that Raspberry Pi is then basically, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a plug and play thing. So get
A
the old
USB type.
Yep. Get the old school USB. So I plug my radio into there. I plug my internet into there and go through the settings and it's ready.
Yep.
How much is this thing?
I don't know. It looks like it's Polish, so whatever the conversion is for that.
Currency. Oh, hey. I bet you if I click here, 140 bucks.
And I think you can get them off DX Engineering. I think. I know I just seen Ham Radio or HRO had them too.
Really?
Yeah.
Everybody wave. We got one watching.
Oh. Huh. Well, I don't care who's watching. I'm interested in this thing.
Yeah, go for it. Oh. You said the magic words.
$140. So you've messed with these things before, Derek?
I haven't. It's been on my to buy list, and
Okay.
I'm not gonna buy it until I'm ready to go put it up.
All right. This might be.
And the putting it up involves getting the blessing to put it on a certain network.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This thing looks like it can do some pretty cool stuff.
I think the main reason for it is to be a TNC, to be able to do just like it says the WX for a weather station.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the main purpose behind it, but I looked at it and from what I could see, the ease of interface with it, I'd rather do that than build a damn serial cable to tie into the back of another radio.
Well, I'm not
Because
a builder.
I hate building serial cables. I hate it.
Well, you know what you're talking about, so if you hate it, then that's a no-go for me.
All I can tell you is you'll burn the shit out of your fingers.
Oh, I don't like burning. I don't like that at all. What I do like is buying something that works, hooking up a few cables, and then
PNP, plug and play.
hit a few settings, and smart people already did the stuff for me, and they charged me $140 for the convenience. That's the kind of thing I like. Huh.
I think they were up. They've come down because I think they were up over 150 when I was looking at them last.
Huh.
Anyway, food for thought.
Yeah. Geez, that might be something.
Because like you were mentioning about 10 miles being realistic, because I'm sitting roughly at about a mile high right now,
Mm-hmm.
and our repeater site's about 8,800 feet, and just that difference in elevation, so 2,600 feet, I can get out 100 miles off of that digipeater on 25 watts just because of height.
Sure.
So I'm not saying that's the case for everybody, but I thought that'd be sweet to just have an iGate, so if it hits an internet gateway, and I'm not 100% on this because now it gets into the whole protocol of APRS, how you have the white 2111 setting to where it puts two tags on your packet, and as it goes through the first digipeater, it strips the one tag off, so you have one left, and then it'll go along to the next one, and you better hope that it's an internet enabled gateway, and it'll strip that last tag off and post it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure, and this is my question where I'm unsure, and if there's anybody watching or cares to later on,
Oh, there's nobody watching.
or comment of if it goes on that first hop and hits an internet gateway, is it going to post to the gateway and just pull that packet off the system because it went straight to an iGate? I've also heard that too many iGates clustered into an area can kind of screw the system hops up.
Yeah. There's the oversaturation type stuff, but that's not an issue in my area. We're iGate free in this neck of the woods, but that might be because right now, I got the nice little, set up one of these. I got 2 of these handhelds now. So setting up one here, plugging my outside antenna to it, away I go. But then I gotta
leave a device close by to be able to have it report to.
And I got then it's putting the app on the tablet and having the tablet here, and I'll
it turns into a big shit show in a hurry.
Yeah, and then it's
because I'll tell you, I have.
But something like this that's just plugged in line. I got a radio behind me. I just leave that on. This radio's plugged into this. This thing's plugged into the internet.
Yep, and it takes care of all the posting, all that shit. See, and my whole thing for me is that for my area, I've got that great location of a digipeater.
Mm-hmm.
My closest. Okay, so, and it's no secret because people can look at my call sign and see where the hell I'm from. But so I sit right in the corner of Utah, Wyoming, Colorado. And so my nearest eye gate is roughly 100 miles to the east, right by Meeker, Colorado, where all those fires went through. Actually, the Elk RBX fire was like really close to that site. It's an eye gate, and it's called Mag Mountain. That's one. And the other one's in Grand Junction, Colorado, that's by road is 140 miles southeast. That's where my packets have to post. So if I switch repeaters, I can get out of iGate really fast. Like if I go to the west, I get nothing until I get to what we call the Wasatch Front area, Salt Lake City, or Heber Valley by Park City.
Cool.
So that's what had me looking at that.
Yeah, I'm looking into it. That's reading some of the reviews is pretty good. Here we go. I'm a noob to APRS. I love the simplicity and robust nature of this network. There you go.
I hear Shane being sold already.
Yes. Thank you for spending my money.
Yep.
Fantastic to use it. All in one easy setup. If you forget it, it stays running for years.
Can't ask for much better than that.
No.
What the hell was that old infomercial? Set it and forget it.
Yeah. Bronco. Oh. Radio port. Okay, I'll probably have to get some funky cables, but
I think they sell them prefabbed too. I think on that Microstat website they make them prefab.
oh, cables to radio. Bum bum bum. This is the kind of stuff.
Oh, they even make a 3-in-1 mini.
Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Oh, I'll have to.
Trying to look through the pictures because I wanted to see what that little terminal pinout was that it was showing.
Here?
Yeah, that little green terminal strip.
I can't seem to zoom anymore. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, not a good picture. But
I'm getting,
whatever.
Oh, okay. RS 485. And for a thermometer. The only thing I can see on this unit that would be a pain in the ass, but it's going to take a few years, is it's got a coin cell battery on the board
Oh,
that, like, it'll probably last, if you leave it in a climate controlled environment, probably like 10 years. And then your power will cycle and all your settings go to shit.
so what's this APRS Mini for $100?
I think it's the same thing, just smaller form factor, and I'll bet it doesn't have the RS 485 input on the back. Well, hey, what's going on, Ed?
So this smaller thing. Well, why is it so much cheaper? Usually, you pay a premium for smaller things. Must
Right?
not be able.
Oh, it does have terminals on the back. I'm
Uh,
sure you got to give up some functionality for a smaller, cheaper form factor.
I would think if it's going to be cheaper. Oh, this is the kind of research I should do, not on a live stream, but that's still fun.
I'm spending Shane's money for
You're
him.
spending my money. But now you went from spending $140 to $100. So you're spending less of my money.
Now I'm saving you money.
It's was that spavings when you spend to save?
Yeah.
You're spaving me money. Thank you, jerk.
It's like when my wife buys something and she goes, but it was on sale.
You want to save more money, honey? Don't buy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, it's got the okay. So every couple of years, I have to switch the battery out on it. So
And this is the shitty part, is the only way you're gonna know
is
is
when it's dead.
when you have a power outage at your house and it boots back up and none of your settings are in it.
Oh, so you know what that means?
Document how the hell you set it up.
Yeah. Or else the thing's gonna go dead, and it's gonna be I don't know how I put that back together again, and it'll never work right again. Then I get
Looks like
mad.
it'd be easy to change.
Oh, changing the battery is easy as just remembering your settings again.
But you are
Would
getting
do it on a live
reviews of
stream, that way I
nudes.
can just watch it again.
And have quality commentary the whole time.
Yeah. Ed showing. Oh, hey Ed. I just noticed you in the chat. I was busy looking at weird stuff online. All right. So we're talking. This might be a project. We'll have to wait until Norm's free because we need somebody smart to help me set it up. Well, I shouldn't say that. You're smart enough to help me set that up.
I could do this.
You can talk me through that. I like that. Well, okay, because the other one, let me go
If
back
it
to
really
the.
came down to making a cable, I could probably make you a cable and send it to you.
Oh, there you go. Because the other one had like heat sinks across the top, so that must be like more for heavy use type stuff.
Yeah. I'm I am curious to see what the differences are in between the two.
Well, I'm not buying them both.
No, I mean in like research wise.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll have to do that sometime. Oh. All right. I think we recapped everything twice. Got anything else?
I don't think so. I didn't want to miss this one because you were in the wheelhouse of shit that I knew.
All right. Yeah. And, like I said before, when I first got in, APRS had all my interests, and then it just wasn't doing anything for me. But giving it a second look, and I think we got some options to make it. I'm already getting more use out of it here, and it looks like there's some nice options to build an iGate, so I can actually build some infrastructure around here to make it even better. Grow it.
Oh
Cool.
yeah.
All right. Well, should I pull the pin?
Sure.
All right. Thanks everybody for checking it out. We'll do another live stream first of the month next week, or first week of the month next month. Hey, how about that? Words are hard. I don't know the topic yet. I was thinking maybe do a little more on QRP, pros and cons of QRP radio. We can do
Yeah.
that. Or maybe go more into APRS. I don't know. We got a few weeks to figure it out. We'll do something fun. Something
Oh yeah.
portable radio, field radio type stuff related, and just have some fun. So do that. Again, linked at the top of the chat here, I have my fundraising page for 46 Climbs. I'm trying to raise $1,000 for the American Society of Suicide Prevention. If you could help out, that'd be cool. If not, that's cool as well. So thanks for checking it out, everyone.
Thanks for having me, Shane.
Yeah, always. Bye.